Ready for a deep dive into poetry and the cosmos. We're about to explore a collection of Rubaiyat verses, and trust me, they're like nothing you've encountered before.
It's fascinating how they take a poetic form known for its focus on earthly pleasures, like love and wine, and then bam, infuse it with this whole cosmic perspective.
And the thing is, they managed to do it without losing that classic Rubaiyat structure.
Right.
We're talking that ABA rhyme scheme.
Exactly.
You know, first two lines set the scene, the third throws a curveball, and the fourth, well, that's where the real magic happens.
Look at that sudden reveal, you know?
Like a punch of wisdom right to the gut.
Exactly.
To give you a taste, check out these lines. Awake, for morning in the bowl of night has flung the stone that puts the stars to flight.
Well, that's a good one.
I mean, just those first two lines alone, you can practically see the sunrise, right?
Sure. So vivid.
But then just when you think you've got it all figured out, bam, that third line hits you. And lo, the hunter of the east has caught the sultan's turret in a noose of light.
It completely changes the game.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's not just about a pretty sunrise anymore.
It becomes this epic battle between light and darkness. And speaking of epic, these poems are filled with figures straight out of Persian mythology: Jamshid, Khosrau, Kayaya. These names just jump out at you.
And they're not just there for decoration. I mean, these figures are deeply woven into Persian culture and history.
Oh, absolutely. Like, take Jamshid, for example. We see him pop up quite a bit. Now, he was this legendary king.
Legendary is an understatement, right? I mean, he's credited with practically inventing everything: music, writing, even, get this, warfare.
Talk about a Renaissance man. But even more intriguing than his inventions is this artifact that's forever linked to him, to Jam Jam.
Ah, yes. Jam Jam. The cup of jam shit. Makes you wonder if he had a giant goblet with his name on it, you know, for those royal feasts. But in all seriousness, this cup, it's not your average drinking vessel. Legend says it was filled with the elixir of immortality, capable of revealing the universe's secrets to anyone who looked into it.
Okay, now that's what I call a powerful drink.
Right.
But what really gets me is the imagery associated with it. There's this one line that sends chills down my spine. And in the depths of that reflected sky, he saw the seven heavens passing by.
It's like they took the idea of a telescope and gave it this mystical twist.
Like some ancient version of Hubble.
Exactly. And that's where these poems truly shine, I think. They take these elements we might think of as purely earthly, the imagery, those mythological figures, the stories, and they use them to explore these vast, mind-blowing concepts about the universe and our place within it.
It's wild how these poems can make you feel like you're holding the entire cosmos in your hand one minute and then the next.
They're reminding you that nothing lasts forever, not even stars.
Right. And they don't shy away from that either. In fact, they seem to embrace that whole idea of time's passage and entropy.
Totally. It's like they're constantly reminding us that even the most awe-inspiring creations, you know, even mountains and stars, they all eventually crumble and fade away.
Like in those lines, time's blast of entropy lays bare the sands, where once proud mountains stood with outstretched hands.
This is powerful imagery, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit bleak when you really sit with it, like this image of these once mighty mountains being ground down to dust.
Yeah, it can be a bit heavy.
Yeah.
But then, just when you think the poems are going to leave you there, in the dust, so to speak, you stumble across these verses about resilience and hope, like that one about the everlasting rose that refuses to wither and die.
Oh, yeah. That one gets me every time.
It's such a powerful symbol, right? It's like, even amidst all this decay and entropy, there's this spark of beauty and strength that just won't be extinguished. And that brings us to another fascinating concept these poems explore. The extended present.
The extended present. Okay, now you've got to break that one down for me.
So imagine trying to understand what a river is by looking at a single photograph. You might capture a beautiful image of the water at a specific moment, right? But you'd miss the river's essence. Exactly. It's the constant movement, the connection to its source, the way it eventually flows into something larger than itself. And that's kind of like the extended present.
Instead of seeing time as this rigid, straight line, we should be thinking about it more like a river, always flowing and changing.
Exactly. Or the poems also use the analogy of music. Think about how a melody unfolds over time. Each note is connected to what came before it and what comes after, creating this sense of flow where the past, present, and future are all intertwined.
Wow. It's like when you're really lost in a song and you completely lose track of time. You're not stuck in the past, you're not worrying about the future, you're just completely present in the music.
That's it. That's the experience these poems are pointing to. They're encouraging us to step outside that linear ticking clock view of time and embrace the extended present, where, as the poems put it, each moment is eternally vast.
Eternally vast. I like that. It's like saying there's this whole universe of experience packed into every single moment if we could only slow down and really be present enough to see it.
And it's within those eternally vast moments that we also encounter the themes of beauty, love, and joy. Those simple pleasures that make life worth living.
It's interesting how the poems can take us on this journey from contemplating the cosmos to appreciating the simple beauty of, like, a rose or a glass of wine.
It's all connected, you see.
It's amazing how these poems can take us on these grand cosmic journeys and then gently bring us back down to earth with something as simple as a glass of wine.
It's that blend of the earthly and the cosmic that makes them so unique. They're constantly reminding us that even in the grand scheme of the universe, these small everyday moments still hold so much beauty and meaning.
And they do it so well through these really powerful images and motifs like that, recurring one of the nightingales singing to the rose.
Oh, absolutely.
It's such a classic symbol of love and beauty, but in these poems, it almost feels like it takes on a deeper meaning.
Right. It's like that Nightingale song. As fleeting as it is, it's a call to action, you know? It's urging the rose to embrace its own beauty, to really live in the moment.
To seize the day, basically.
Exactly. And there's this one verse that captures that sentiment beautifully. Wine's nightingale sings in tongue to the drooped. O pale rose, we both must drink to blush toward flush.
That's a good one.
It's like the nightingale is saying, hey, we're in this together. Let's make the most of it while we can.
And of course, we can't talk about Rubaiyat poetry without mentioning wine. But even the wine in these poems feels different, you know, more elevated somehow.
Oh, for sure. It's not just about getting tipsy and having a good time, although there's certainly an element of that too. But in these universe poems, wine becomes this tool for transcendence. It's like that jammy jam we talked about earlier, that cup that could reveal the universe's secrets. Wine, in a way, offers a similar kind of revelation.
There's that line about wine being richer than the realm of jam and more fragrant than the food of Miriam.
Yes. It's suggesting that true fulfillment doesn't come from power or possessions, but from savoring these simple sensual pleasures, these moments of connection and beauty.
It's about finding joy in the present moment, right here, right now, whether that's through a glass of wine, a beautiful sunset, or the love of good company.
Exactly.
Well, I'd say we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From the vastness of the cosmos to the intimacy of a single rose, these poems offer a really unique perspective on what it means to be alive and aware in this wild, wonderful universe.
Absolutely. They're a powerful reminder that even in the face of entropy and uncertainty, there's always beauty to be found, always something to celebrate.
So true. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. We hope these Universe Rubaiyat poems inspire you to look at the world with fresh eyes and to find those moments of wonder that make life so incredibly rich. Until next time, keep exploring.